Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Learn English with Salah channel. Today especially we're gonna talk about types of clauses. Let's begin. What is a clause? A clause is a subject and a verb. Here is an example. Okay, this is the subject and this is the verb. And this one, it is called prepositional phrase. So guys, as long as we have subject and a verb, it is called a clause, okay? And this one, it's an additional information which is called in grammar prepositional phrase. It starts with a preposition and a location. This is just additional information, okay? But the entity called a clause. Clauses in English are divided into two parts. The first one is dependent clause and the second one is independent clause. Let's have examples. I'm gonna write a sentence and inside there will be two clauses because a full sentence contains two or more clauses. So let's say, for example, let's say, because I like Paris, in this sentence, guys, we have two clauses. The first one is I like Paris. So we have subject and we have a verb. Okay? And this is object. This is the first clause. And this is the second clause. Subject and verb. As we said before, we said that a clause contains, it's a combination of a subject and a verb. So this is the first one, subject, verb. And we have subject and verb. What's the difference between these two clauses? This one, it is called dependent clause. And this one calls independent clause. Okay, so in clauses we have two types, dependent and independent clause. The dependent clause, it depends on another clause to complete the meaning, and independent clause, it can stand like a sentence by itself. So let's have a second example and say if you arrive there, wait for me, please. Okay, here we have two clauses. The first clause is you arrive as a subject and a verb, okay? And here we have, of course, you, subject and verb, okay? And the complement of the sentence. This one starts with the subordinate conjunction, okay? So if I just read this clause here, if you arrive there, does it give a full meaning? Of course not. It needs this one. That is why it is called independent, or it is called dependent clause. It is dependent clause because it depends on this second clause to complete the meaning. Okay, this one, it is called dependent clause, and this one calls independent clause. Okay guys, sometimes if you are given this, let's say for example, in the morning, this is called a phrase. It's a phrase because we said that a clause has a subject and a verb. When I don't find a subject and verb, it is called a phrase. A phrase. Okay, and this one it is called prepositional phrase because it starts with a preposition. If I want to make it just like a clause, I need to add some other words. Let's say for example, she left in the morning. She left in the morning. So here I have, what do I have here? She left in the morning, so it is independent clause because it gives a full meaning. I can add a dependent clause here. I say, for example, she left in the morning before everyone woke up. Okay, so this is called full sentence. It is called complex sentence because it has what? It has independent clause and a dependent clause which starts with before subordinate conjunction. So I can say, she left in the morning, full meaning. Before everyone woke up, it cannot stand by itself just like a clause because the meaning is not full complete. So we can say, before everyone woke up, she left in the morning. Or else I can say, she left in the morning before everyone woke up. Okay? So both of them complete a full sentence, which is called complex sentence. Dependent clause, it starts with subordinate conjunction, whatever it is. So we can say, before she left home. Before she left home, the meaning is not complete. This is why it is called dependent, because it depends on this one. The second one says, Fatima had taken breakfast. Fatima had taken breakfast before she left home. This is the full sentence. So Fatima had taken breakfast before she left home. And here we have a complex sentence. Okay? This is a complex sentence because it contains a dependent and independent clause. The dependent clause starts always with a subordinate conjunction. That is why it doesn't give a full meaning of the clause. It needs what? It needs an independent clause to finish the meaning. Okay? Okay guys, before I finish, I need to tell you something very important. Do you know that a dependent clause divided into 3 parts? Let's have them here quickly. Dependent clause divided into 3 parts. The first one is noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. For the noun clause is, for example, let's say, did you know what time the movie starts? And the noun clause starts from here. This is the noun clause. Okay? So the noun clause, it talks about the subject of the sentence of the clause. The second one, adjective clause. Let's say, the movie that we saw last night was really great. So the adjective clause starts from here. It describes what? The movie. It was really great. So this clause describes what? Describes the subject of the clause, which is the movie. You say, we went out for coffee after we saw the movie. So this is the adjective or the adverb clause. After we saw the movie, this is the adverb or adverbial clause. Let's have our quote for today. It says, if you want to fly, let everything that weighs you down. If you want to fly, let everything that weighs you down. It means if you want to succeed in your life, be far from procrastination and try to work hard and be far from bad habits and bad people as well. Thanks for watching guys. See you inshallah. Bye bye.